Yo, what's good, everybody? You already know who it is. It's your boy Chuck Diesel. We're gonna jump straight into this one. This right here is for the boys. You know, I do this for my fellas, dog. I want to help y'all be focused on you and improving your experiences with women, dating, and how you view yourself. I always say it starts with you. Become a better version of you so that you can become someone who attracts better versions of people or the best versions of people. You feel me? Improve on you so you can improve what you attract. Anyways, we're going to jump straight into this. All my guys who identify as nice guys, stop it. Nobody wants to be with a nice guy. They want to be with a man. All right. We're going to jump straight into this. Why? Being a nice guy is manipulation. It's wearing a mask. Let's talk about it. So, the reason a lot of women do not trust nice guys is because they don't believe it's 100% authentic. And I will say this, a lot of guys will do things in order to get things. So, nice guys, a lot of the time, don't give without strings. You give a gift, you give a compliment, you're doing favors, hoping to win her over. That's not kindness, that's a transaction. If I do enough of X, I will get Y. That is not the case, okay? So, when you start doing a lot of things for a girl, she thinks you're doing it because you're expecting a certain type of behavior from her, or you think you're going to get something out of it, i.e., cheeks. Not always the case. Kindness isn't bait. It comes from a place of abundance, not from someone hoping to be chosen. And I'll say this, when you are a nice guy who isn't doing it to get a response, you'll be able to weed out the bad seeds because she'll assume you want something from her and that you're only giving her stuff because you need something. So if you know that you're only giving things that you don't care about losing, if I buy something for a woman who's not my girlfriend, it's because I felt like being nice, because I was expecting me buying this thing to equal something. Like, bye, baby. You can leave at any time. All right. And she's not rejecting your kindness. She's rejecting the emotional weight behind it. A lot of women, once you start doing things for them, they feel as if they're supposed to reciprocate something because they're not just doing things for people for no reason. You feel me? Once they start doing things for people, it's because they like you or they see long term with you. So they're assuming that if you start doing things for them, it's because you want something. When you're being a nice guy, you don't just want her to appreciate things. You are doing it because you need her to appreciate that. She's rejecting the emotional weight behind the things that you're doing. She doesn't want to feel like she owes you something or like you think she owes you something. Sometimes dudes think they're being sweet, but she's just feeling pressured. I don't know why, but people believe that every gesture comes with an invisible contract. And once you've taken so many things, it's harder to walk away. And that's because a lot of people do nice things in order to get something out of the other person and not because they genuinely just want to be nice. And a lot of nice guys bottle up what's actually going on with inside them. They don't express their true feelings. They perform in order to get approval until one day that hidden resentment just slips out. Whether they're being passive aggressive, they become cold or they become bitter or they become enraged. So women won't trust it because they think you're not being honest. You're not really displaying how you feel. And if you can lie about how you feel, when is the truth going to come out and what does it look like once it comes out? And also, sometimes when you're being a nice guy, it's not because you're nice, it's because you're scared to be direct. What does that mean? It means you're afraid of conflict. If you're afraid of conflict, that means you're afraid of losing something most of the time. So you're coming from a place of scarcity, or you're just not being genuine, because anything that is supposed to be for you will not be ran away because you're being honest and you're being direct. As long as you're not being rude, dismissive, or mean, it's okay to be direct. Nice guys will beat around the bush or accept things that they don't actually like. And so one thing about women is they want a man who is confident and who can lead. A leader is going to call something out when it does not fit what is desired or does not go according to plan. Someone who is confident in themselves and respects themselves is going to speak up about things that they don't appreciate happening. When you don't, she thinks you don't respect yourself. So why should she respect you? This is what I want. This is who I am, and this is how I behave in the world. When I do not get what I want, and when things that happen that don't line up with who I am, I'm going to say, that's not what I want, or I wasn't expecting this. You're going to verbalize it. Strong men don't hide behind favors. They set boundaries, and they lead with love. And they don't fold when things get tough. If something is hard, you address it. You approach it head on like a man. If you're being a nice guy, you might say, "Oh, it's okay," or shrug it off, or you can be direct. Yeah, I don't appreciate the way that you were talking right now. I don't like the way you're addressing me. Not, "Oh, it's fine that you relate. It's okay. Just make it up to me next time. Don't make a habit out of it." No, actually, no, I didn't like the fact that you relate like that, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't play with my time. Time is important to me, so if someone tells me they're going to be where they say they're going to be, I expect them to be there. You feel me? Be direct. Because once you get to I do so much for her. I've done X, Y, and Z. I bought her this. I took her there. All of those show you were hurt. You're acting like a victim. You're feeling like you were owed something. And you're not owed love for keeping track of what you're doing for somebody. And that's why I say only do the things you genuinely want to do because you want the person to have it, not because you want them to act a certain way. Ask yourself before you buy something for a woman, or before you give her a gift, or before you treat her, if I never talk to her again, how would I feel about spending this money right now? If it's mad, sad, used, or abused, just don't spend the bread, dog. Now, if you're like, "Ooh, I know what she'll like. She'll enjoy this," and you know you're not going to care when the money is spent, and if she doesn't like it the way you thought, you won't be mad about it, then go ahead and do it. But you're not owed love, respect, kindness, anything because you're doing things for people. We'd appreciate it, and we expect people to be kind to us if we're being kind to them. But being kind because you want someone to act a certain way is coercion. Did I say that right? I believe I said it right. And masculine men aren't jerks. Real men in their grounded masculine energy, they're not rude. They're grounded. They can walk away from things with grace instead of throwing a fit or getting upset about how things are going. And they also do not chase for people's approval. They do the things that they're supposed to do and they leave it at that. They do the things that they want to do and they leave it at that. When things are no longer going according to how I like to be treated, I leave. So, real life example. I knew a guy who was a nice guy. He always paid for her dinners. He always complimented her. He always put her first. If she needed something, he would do it. Even if he already had plans, literally call him and say, "I'm on my way to go do this, but I'll be right there." No, she left him for a guy who teased her, who stood her up, blew her off, and challenged her to do better. Why? Because it didn't seem like he was acting fake in order to get her to like him. He was who he was, and she had to make the decision. I asked her, "Why did you choose the person you did?" She said, "The nice guy made me feel guilty. It felt like a cage. The other guy made me feel alive." Being kind, in my opinion, does not make you be weak. And being honest does not make you a jerk. So, be okay with saying no. Be okay with saying "I don't want to." Be okay with saying "I don't feel like it." Be okay with saying "I don't like that." And be okay with walking away to situations that don't suit you, as opposed to making up for them or apologizing for somebody else. Drop the mask and lead with your truth, not your fears. It's okay if you don't talk to her again, especially if you're lying to yourself about how you feel about the situation in order to continue talking to her. Stop it.